Back in 2020, I fell off love with LEGO. As a brick filmer, my main tie to LEGO has always been using them to tell stories through my LEGO stop motion. But during that time, I felt kinda burned out from doing mostly superhero related brick films and wanted to move on to pursue art and other forms of storytelling. And I thought it wouldn't be right for me to continue buying LEGO just to put them on shelf collecting dust. Though I did buy a few sets that interested me, but it was never really like the same amount I used to buy back then. But if you're watching this video or been following me, I'm obviously back doing brick films again and collecting LEGO too, so what gives? Well, I can safely say it's thanks to this one LEGO theme that revives my love for LEGO, LEGO Monkie Kid. Since the theme seems to be ending soon, I want to take this opportunity to talk about why I love LEGO Monkie Kid so much, the negative and positive about the theme, and the impact it has on me, LEGO, and Eastern Asian pop culture as a whole, so that maybe I could convince you as to why this theme is so special and possibly make a new fan of the theme out of you. And before I get into this video, I like to make it clear that this isn't meant to be a retrospective on the theme itself, but more so just me expressing my love for the theme. And also, if I mispronounce any name, I like to apologize in advance and feel free to correct me. So what's so special about LEGO Monkie Kid? Short answer is, in my opinion, the best LEGO theme of all time. But why? Well, that would require me to go in depth as to why I love this theme so much. As you may know, LEGO Monkie Kid is a theme mainly targeted toward the Asian, mostly the Chinese market, as is a LEGO own take for a sequel for a famous Chinese novel from the 16th century, Journey to the West by Wu Shang-en. It is the story about the journey of the monk Tan Sanjiang and his 4 disciples Sun Wukong, or the Monkey King, Zhu Bajie or Pixie, Sha Wujing or Sandy, and Aolia the White Dragon Horse. In this journey, they're tasked to go from China to India to retrieve the Buddhist scripture from Buddha himself to help teach the people of China Buddhism and free them from suffering. So now you know a little bit about the backgrounds of the theme, but what does it have anything to do with why I love this theme so much? As you may know from my name Jin, I know it's such a cheesy thing to do to put my name after brick, but let's face it, it's a very common practice among LEGO YouTubers back in the early 2010. I just want to keep it because, I want to humor my younger self. And also, if you don't know, I also share a name with a character from LEGO Monkie Kid too, Jin or the Gold Horn Demon. Our name also write the same way in Chinese too. So yeah, I guess I have my own little representation in the show in the form of this silly demon who apparently goes for a lot in the aftermarket nowadays. Anyway, I'm a Southeastern Asian who grew up in Chinatown with my Chinese family. Ever since I was a kid, like maybe literally 2 or 3 years old, I've always been interested in Chinese architectures like the shrines, the temple, and mythological creatures like the dragons, deities, and also folk tales. And I think those interests play a big role in shaping my identity now. Right now, I'm an artist whose main inspiration comes from things I love, which are mostly Eastern Asian cultures, history, and mythology. Journey to the West being one of them, and arguably the most popular and the most influential story ever in Asia. If you're an Asian and you have not heard of Journey to the West or Sun Wukong, you would be lying. Fun fact, a lot of story, for example Dragon Ball Z, is technically also an adaptation of Journey to the West too. So what does this have anything to do with LEGO Monkie Kid? Let me tell you. Everything. To easily illustrate my point to my viewers who did not grow up with the cultures or are not familiar with Eastern Asian mythology, imagine a world where LEGO does not make set for Star Wars, DC, or Marvel. But then suddenly one day they do. It would be a dream come true for those who are a fan of the IPs to get LEGO set based on things they enjoy, right? That is exactly how I felt when I learned about LEGO Monkie Kids. Many people in both Eastern and Southeast Asia grew up watching and loving many forms of Journey to the West adaptation, may it be the 1986 CCTV series and its sequel, or the 1996 to 1998 TVB series. Both are so iconic and beloved by so many people in Asia, not to mention the recent amazing game Black Myth Wukong as well. Despite being a non-licensed LEGO theme and telling their own story, Monkie Kid also served as a Journey to the West theme. There are many sets that include iconic places, characters, and even if some of them are not based on anything from the story, for example vehicle sets, They are still designed creatively to represent the core concept of the characters by using elements inspired by aspects of their mythology, like the Nezha Rings of Fire, Pixie food trucks, Mei Bike, and even the Monkey King's mech itself. And unlike many other themes that are based on pre-existing IP, Journey to the West as an IP, if you can call it that, is more than just a product of pop cultures, but more so a piece of Chinese history and cultures. So, in a way, LEGO Monkey Kid also acts as both a fun LEGO theme and a celebration of culture itself. Alright, so you might be wondering that the math doesn't really add up, right? LEGO Monkey Kid came out in 2020. Didn't I say my LEGO Dark Age started back in 2020? If you don't know, a LEGO Dark Age is a name given to a period of time in which LEGO fans stopped being interested in LEGO. My Dark Age happened around 2020 to, mid-2025, and that was during the time of LEGO Monkey Kid's lifespan, right? The answer is yes. When the first wave got revealed, my perception of them is mostly positive. The quality of the sets are even on par with some of the LEGO movie-based sets, and if you don't know, those are the highest quality of LEGO sets. They are very colorful and looks very fun, but all of them are very modern. The theme is filled with modern vehicles, urban backgrounds. Despite being great builds, I much prefer for things to be more fantastical in nature. Not to mention most of the minifigures I want, like the Princess Iron Fan and Sun Wukong, are locked behind two massive sets, so I sort of slept on the first wave. That was my mistake. Little did I know that LEGO would be so terrible at marketing the theme. It is now the middle of year 2025, I've barely heard a single thing or seen any of the sets. Not until one fateful day, when I decided to search up for a LEGO Nezha minifigure for fun, since I just watched the amazing animated movie Nezha 2. And that's when I learned about the young Nezha minifigures, and if you don't know, he comes in a magnificent Heavenly Realm set. I was so astonished at what I was seeing. I could not believe my eye that LEGO made a set based on a Chinese version of heaven. And that's when the floodgate of LEGO Monkey Kid was opened for me. Before I talk about the sets, I want to take this opportunity to talk about the minifigures first. Monkey Kid as a theme has given us so many iconic characters from Journey to the West and Chinese mythology that I would never imagine getting as LEGO minifigures. The first one I want to talk about is the Monkey King himself, Sun Wukong. Even though this is not the first time we see him as a LEGO minifigure, it is the first time that we get him in so many different outfits depicting various events from his life. From his birth from the stone, when he was training to become an immortal, the iconic armor look alongside a nice banner with his self-proclaimed title, the Great Sage equaling heaven, and so many other variants of his monk robe, and even a special one with face print mimicking his iconic Chinese opera face paint. There's another thing I like to point out. The LEGO depiction of him reminds me a lot of the 1996 and 1998 TVB series version of Sun Wukong. They also share very similar personality in the show too. Now that we talk about Sun Wukong, let's talk about his master and his companions, Tang Shenjiang, Zhu Bajie, and Sha Wujing. My favorite version of them has to be the traditional costume for them. Obviously, like I said before, I like them more fantastical. Especially Tang Shenjiang, this minifigure right here is perfect in every way. It's still crazy to me that LEGO has made exclusive mold for his crown just to release him in one massive set only. Oh, and they also come with their signature molded accessories too. Side note, I also love the big fig version of Sandy or Sha Wujing, but as of right now, I unfortunately do not own one. The popular deities of the Heavenly Realms also get their own LEGO minifigures too, like the very handsome and beloved Langshen, rival to Sun Wukong, or the box office record breaker Nezha and his father, the pagoda holding Heavenly King Li Jingwang, who deserved the title of best father next to Ikari Gendo, one of the founder of Taoism's Taishang Laojun, creator of mankind Nihua, the moon goddess Shang-Er, who LEGO turned into an idol streamer by the way, which I find adorable. And last but not least, the Dragon King of the East Sea, Ao Guang, or if you know in the books, he's basically Sun Wukong's personal slave. That's a joke by the way, Ao Guang, please do not flood my house, I'm just joking. Now that I mentioned the heroes, it's only right that I talk about the villains too. LEGO Monkey Kid has given us so many iconic villains like the most hated demon in Journey to the West, Lady White Bone Demon. Or very beloved villains like Demon Blue King, Princess Iron Fan, and their son, Red Boy, or in this case, Red Sun. Iconic villains like the 6-year macaque also get so many different version minifigures too, since unlike in the book, he's a reoccurring and important characters in the LEGO show. And many other demons like the Gold and Silver Horn Demon that I mentioned before, Spider Demon, 100 Eyes Demon, and the 9-Head Demons also get their very own LEGO version too, and all of them are amazing looking. Well, in this case, maybe terrifying, but in a cute way. Oh, and I have not forgotten about our beloved LEGO original characters like MK himself and his BFF, me. What is there left to say? These two have been consistently good. MK minifigures have consistently been very detailed and also come with so many different expressions, which is very useful for brick films too. As for May, LEGO has given us so many cool costumes for her, though some of them are better than the others. And also Mo the cat. Despite using pre-existing Mo from the LEGO movie line, his color scheme is so unique. Though I kinda wish his normal version is more accessible, since most of the one I have is his kitten form. Without the Monkey Kid theme, I don't think we would ever get these amazing and iconic characters as LEGO minifigures ever. Especially when some of them have actual religious tie and are still worshipped by a lot of people in Asia to this day. Alright, that's enough about the minifigures, now let's talk about the sets. I've mentioned 80034 Nerja's Fire Ring before in this video. This set is a perfect representation of creating something totally original and fun, while also paying homage to the source material they take inspiration from. Nerja is a very iconic deity in Chinese mythology, and he's famously known for his magical fire ring. This set took that concept literally and gave him a flying car made entirely of fire ring. It's such a cool and unique vehicle, probably the most unique I've seen from LEGO action themes so far. It has such a nice color scheme too, not to mention this set also comes with 2 other side builds and many amazing minifigures. 80037, the Dragon of the East. This has gotta be my favorite LEGO creature build ever. Objectively speaking, the reason Ninjago dragons are more impressive in terms of building techniques, but I love how unique and brims with personality the Dragon of the East is. The color scheme is very captivating, and I also like how it's based on the Chinese mythical dragon turtle. Not to mention, we barely get a proper Eastern Asian dragon in LEGO, since most of the Ninjago dragon are just European dragons with Asian aesthetic slapped onto them. So it's a very nice breath of fresh air to get such a cool dragon like this. Another group of sets that I really love are the location-based sets, like the 80024 Flower Fruit Mountains, 80039 Heavenly Realms, and 80049 the Dragon of the East Sea Palace. Do I really need to explain why these sets are amazing? I think the set kinda speak for themselves, right? One thing I wanna point out though is that I love the many references that you can find in this set, and the inclusion of the Shrimp Soldier and Crab General, who are references to the Chinese idiom, is very cool to see too. But right now, I don't have any of these huge display piece sets, but I really do hope to get my hand on them one day. The set I do own though is 80044 Monkey Kid Team Hideout. I really love the cozy vibe and the traditional style of this set. I like how they also include this tiny Tudigong shrine next to the mountain too. If you don't know, Tudigong shrine are shrines for deity who protect a section of the land. You can find them in so many Chinese households, and one of them even appeared in Season 3 Episode 5 of LEGO Monkey Kid. This set also comes with this tiny scroll which depicts the pilgrimage, which I think is a very nice Easter egg to have. This set also happened to be one of the modular for the Monkey Kid City display line, which also include the phenomenal looking set like the City of Lanterns and Megapolis City, which has so many fun references to both the show and LEGO history. 80032 Shang'er Mooncake Factory is also such a nice and unique build with actual mythological and cultural background. If you don't know, Shang'er has a tragic backstory that caused her to be exiled to the moon, and the Chinese Mid-Autumn Festival and the offering of mooncake has some deep connection with that story. But cultural backgrounds aside, this set as its own is so cool looking. I love the bunny robot, and the factory with the carrot rocket is such a creative spin on both LEGO space and the mythology of the goddess Shang'er. 80058 the Celestial Pagoda. Oh, this set is just so gorgeous. Not only is a very beautiful and ethereal take on a Chinese Buddhist Mahayana pagoda, it's also the pagoda of the heavenly King Li Jing, who is Nerja's father. This pagoda here is an iconic part about his character, as he's always carrying it in his hand all the time. This pagoda also serves as a magical prison for both demon and gods alike. For the fans of the Monkey Kid show, you may already know that this is a prominent set piece in one of the episodes of Season 5. For those who also are a fan of the Journey to the West TVB series, this pagoda also plays a big role in some of this arc of Season 2, where Wukong needs to find his way out twice. This set also includes a tapestry depicting the battle between Sun Wukong and the Celestial Court, and even the 4 Heavenly Kings. What can I say? I'm a sucker for these type of references in LEGO sets. To me, getting this set is such a dream come true. It'd be like if I was a Spider-Man fan and getting myself the Daily Bugle set. Monkey Kid also has so many fantastic creatures built. Some of my favorites are the mythical Shilin, Lion Guardian, and the Nine-Headed Beast. But now that I've finished talking about the positive, let's get into the glaring negative, which is the price of these sets. As I have heard, LEGO Monkey Kids are extremely overpriced in the USA, and possibly many other places too. I was fortunate enough to get a lot of these sets for way cheaper from China. For example, the Celestial Pagoda will cost you around 110 USD in China in comparison to a whopping $149.99 in the US. Another notable example is the notoriously expensive Ninja Fire Ring mech, which costs around 139.99 USD in the US, while it only costs around 80 USD in China. So in the eyes of people who can get these sets from China or the Asian markets, there are pretty good deals. Like 1,621 pieces for 100 USD is an insanely good price per piece for a set like the Celestial Pagoda. I don't blame my fellow LEGO fan in the US or European countries at all for not giving these sets a chance, as the pricing of LEGO Monkey Kid sets are insanely expensive in those countries. Not to mention that majority of the desirable characters and important characters are locked behind expensive sets as well. Oh, and don't even get me started on how terribly inaccessible a lot of these sets are. In most countries, these sets are exclusive to LEGO's Shop at Home, and Shop at Homes are only available in some selective country only. Now that I completely finished talking about the product themselves, let's talk about the show. I would not be talking about the overall plot of the show since it's been done multiple times already on YouTube. So I'm only gonna be talking about the things that I like and dislike. First of all, I like to say that this is my favorite LEGO show of all time. The story is very engaging and very easy to get into. The characters are full of personalities and most of them even go on to have such incredible development. I was also very surprised to see that the show tackles a lot of serious topics like war PTSD, existential crisis, and so much more. On another side, there's so many heartwarming themes that the show delves into as well. Monkey Kid as a show is a show that I would say has so many flavors. Oh yeah, and the show is very funny too. I think the thing I heard most about when it comes to this show is the animation and the great villains. Yeah, the animation is amazing despite what happened to Season 5, but I don't really mind that much. As for the villains, if I have to rank the top 5 LEGO villains ever, I think at least 3 of them would already come from this show. I think my ranking would be Macaque, Lady Bone Demon, Harumi, Red Sun, and Azure Lion. Also, my favorite characters from the show have to be Macaque, Mei, Mr. Tang, and Red Sun. Man, these characters are always such a treat to see on screen. Alright, despite all the praise I give to this show, I do have some problem and nitpicks about the show. Firstly, I feel like this show could have included more Chinese flair. What does that even mean? Well, I think the show is too kind of westernized, which I totally understand since it's made by LEGO. But I do wish they take some extra time and maybe find a way to add more flavor we usually see in Chinese media into it. A good comparison would be a Chinese cartoon called Scissor 7. The overall tone and setting is very similar to Monkey Kid, and the episode runtime are around the same length as LEGO Monkey Kid 2. But despite that, the show is still able to showcase a lot of flavor that is unique to Chinese media, may it be the writing, pacing, humor, and how they showcase the fight scene. But like I said, I understand why it's made this way, and this is just my tiny nitpicking. Another nitpick is that I don't really like how Buddhism subtext is sort of erased from the story, since it is the main core of Journey to the West after all. They didn't have to go on full religious about it, but I kinda wish a lot of the lesson learned throughout the story was similar to Journey to the West. Despite my nitpicking, it is obvious that the show was crafted with love and care by the team at LEGO, and I greatly appreciate their effort. I'm also glad to learn that there are so many people who have decided to check out Journey to the West because of the show too. Though it is very sad that the show and the theme is coming to an end, and there's still so much more stuff I wish we could have gotten as LEGO minifigures instead. And at least the show lasts for 5 years and has given us so many incredible sets and a phenomenal show. For those people who have yet to give Monkey Kid a chance, please do. It really is the hidden gem of LEGO. I know I may not have illustrated my point perfectly, since it's mainly come from my own experience, but the theme really means a lot to me, and I don't think there's ever going to be a theme that hits the same height for me as LEGO Monkey Kid does. And I don't think there will ever be a theme like LEGO Monkey Kid again, considering the current state of LEGO, so I'm quite glad that I was able to come back just in time before it's all over. Like I said, it's sad that we didn't get a proper send-off for the theme or an ending to the show. But if worse really come to be, all I can say is, it's not really about the destination, but it's the journey itself that matters most.